You've done it. You finally saved enough money to buy an M1 Garand. You even kept it hidden from your wife. With the order form and federal background check filled out and mailed off to the CMP, all you can do is wait. You pass the time how any normal person would, by reading the field manual, watching YouTube videos on the M1, and re-watching Saving Private Ryan for the 100th time.
What? This isn't normal?
Weeks later, while you're at work, you get the email. You've finally been approved and your order has processed. Every day you stand by the window, hoping the FedEx man stops by your home with an early surprise. You busy yourself scavenging as much M1 safe ammo as you can. Maybe you even taught yourself how to reload. You even rewatched Saving Private Ryan for the 101st time. Then, the day comes. You took off work for this great day. Your hero arrives with a box and you can no longer contain yourself. You open it, clean it, grease it, and go to the range because the glorious ping awaits. You load your first clip and start to shoot. If you've ever been cheated out of your M1 ping because of a 7th round stoppage, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Matt. Today we are doing a video on the very interesting and quite the rabbit hole topic of the M1 Garand or M1 Garand's 7th round stoppage. You fired 6 shots in the 7th of your 8 rounds. Jams, typically going up and slightly left of the chamber, preventing the round from being thrown into battery. I have to say that before getting my M1 and even the first few times taking it out to the range, because I didn't have a lot of ammunition, so I was very sparing with how often I'd shoot this, I had no idea that this problem or affliction even existed. It was only after maybe, I think it was the 4th time I took it out, after my father had shot it. So I couldn't help but wonder, what did my dad do? Dad, I'm kidding, I never thought that. I had just taken my rifle out to test some some reloaded rounds, and I had a clip left of my surplus rounds, and I had a clip left of my match rounds that I had bought that Hornady makes. The first clip went through, 7th round, jammed. I thought, huh, that's a little weird, but didn't think anything of it. I put the second clip in. This is my Hornady match rounds. 6 rounds, fine. The 7th round, same thing. Actually broke off the polymer tip. At that point, I was like, what's going on? Have I damaged my M1? My beloved M1, what has happened? You're not so grand anymore. Before we go any further down this rabbit hole here, I'm gonna just throw in a notice for anybody that really isn't interested in hearing about this journey. Yeah, you've seen how long this video is. Down in the comment section, I've got a little timestamp. That'll get you to the TLDR, the solution and everything, because real simple fix. Don't worry, I'm not going to hate you or think less of you if you go and click on that and skip to the end here. I totally understand. I'll go ahead and let you go and click that now. For the rest of us, we can wait like a second. Okay, now that all of those people are gone, I know my real friends here. Thank you for watching this whole video. I like you people. You should go ahead and hit the like button because you are the kind of people that really like this channel. Thank you. And if you aren't subscribed, welcome to the Phantom Llama's Den. You should definitely hit the like button and subscribe for future content. We do this stuff, we do some other things on the side, but we do primarily do firearm content. It's a lot of fun. Steve, Darren, and I, we like to have fun, and it just so happens that a lot of our fun involves guns. Anyway, back to it. I get it home, just kind of miffed. I tear it down. Everything's greased properly. I check the gas plug. I read that if that gets loose, it can cause some cycling issues. gas plug is fine. Everything is greased and lubricated just fine. The op rod is fine. The following rod is all fine. Everything seems to be working just as it's supposed to. There's no dirt or gunk inside. Everything just looks normal. So I take it to a local gun shop. They don't find anything wrong with it either. So I get it home, I tear it down again, I grease it, I clean every bit of this, get anything off of it that I can. I cleaned out the gas system, I cleaned the bore, I cleaned the action really well. Get everything back together, and I go out to the range the very next day. I've got some more ammo. I actually discovered I still had one more clip of preloaded surplus ammo that I had gotten, but because I wanted to preserve the surplus ammo as kind of the control, I used some of my self-loaded stuff, and it went through fine. I was like, oh, okay, everything's working. Put another clip through, ran just fine. Fired a third clip of my self-loaded stuff, and it jammed again. Broke the polymer tip off. Not cool. Still able to send it, and sent the 7th and the 8th round, but I still had to manipulate the action to get it into battery and everything. I just sit there, I'm going through everything, and I say, you know what? Let's shoot my surplus. Let's see if that's, maybe I have a flaw in my loading, because I am loading it a little lighter. Fired my surplus ammo, jammed. This 7th round stoppage seemed completely random, and I couldn't figure it out. I pulled out my field manual and started reading where it talks about loading the clip and how to load the clip into the magazine. And it reads, insert 8 rounds into cartridge clip so the base of each cartridge is against the rear wall of the clip and the inner rib of the clip engages the extractor groove in the cartridge. The rifle will operate whether the uppermost cartridge of the loaded clip is on the left or right side, since the follower adjusts itself for either loading. However, if the uppermost cartridge is on the right, the clip can be more easily forced into the receiver. That's just talking about having the top round on the right, making it easier to just get it to stay in the magazine, to lock in. So nothing really stood out there to me to be causing a problem. I started looking at my clips. They're all the same manufacturer. They all came from the same place, so maybe there's just a quality control. So I started setting aside clips that didn't work or did work. Over the next few weeks of going out, I shoot my M1 a lot. Over the next few weeks, I sifted through my good and my bad clips. Then I recycled my good clips, and I started having the good ones not working. I was starting to think I was going insane. There's nothing wrong with my rifle. There's nothing wrong with the ammunition I'm loading. There doesn't seem to be anything truly wrong with the clips. So I did what any other gun nerd would do. I go on the internet. The forums say that certain parts of the gun might be going bad. The op rod, for instance. I'm like, well, that can't be. It's new, and I haven't shot anything. I haven't shot any commercial grade ammunition through it. It's been all M1 safe stuff. Then I come across Ian and Forgotten Weapons video on the 7th round stoppage. Ian, I know there's a snowball's chance in hell that you're going to ever see this video, but I want to thank you because your video actually got me started down the right path with my M1. If you aren't subscribed to Forgotten Weapons, Ian is an awesome guy. He talks about, well, obviously, forgotten, less known about rifles and firearms throughout history. Fascinating channel, really cool guy. I won't go into detail because that'll just make it sound like I'm copying someone else's video. The short version of the story is before the rifle went into mass production, the engineers that were building the equipment to mass produce the rifles without telling anyone, or at least making documentation of it, changed the design of the M1 ever so slightly. And this started to cause, randomly, the 7th round not to go into battery. Fortunately, this was discovered just before a weapons test, which would determine the future of the M1. And the solution was to change all the loaded clips to have the top round on the left instead of the right. If the top round was loaded on the left, it wouldn't jam. Once they caught it, they recalled all the rifles, they fixed it, they fixed all future rifles to have that little bit not shaved out, and there wasn't any problem. But this was exactly the problem I was having. Armed with this term, 7th round stoppage, and a little more knowledge, I started to find that people do still have this problem with even their refurbished M1 Garands, and the solution is the exact same as the solution they came up with in 1941 to get the guns to pass the weapons test and make the M1 the military American icon that it has become today. This gun I've romanticized. I romanticize just about any World War II firearm, even the 1911. I want to get a 1911. Before we move on, I just want to call out all the TLDR people that just rejoined. Hi, welcome back. I get it, but I'm ashamed of you. No, I'm just kidding. Like I said to everybody else a bit ago, if you like this video, please hit the like button. Consider subscribing to the channel. It really helps us out a lot, and we've got a lot of awesome content coming. Anyway, back to it. The solution to this 7th round stoppage, and it's always the 7th round. It's not always going to result in a stoppage. That's, again, I cannot drive home how bizarre and how maddening this was for me. To find out that the solution to the problem I was having was as simple as just reversing the top round. So I guess the entire loading of my M-block clips from the right to the left. That blows my mind that something so little can cause so many issues. Now, I'm sure I'm gonna trigger somebody out there that I'm being unsafe here loading a fully loaded clip into the magazine, but I just want to demonstrate. They said in the manual that loading it with the top round on the right makes it easier to load. That's pretty simple. Ah, darn it. Now, this wouldn't be a proper M1 video or a demonstration video if we didn't get out to the range and put a few clips down range. So we're gonna do that. Not really sure how many of my clips I'm gonna shoot today, but it's been a while since I shot her, so I think you're gonna see me throw a lot of lead down range. All right, let's get going. course, once I'm done at the range, it's gotten nice and sunny out. Iowa weather. If you don't like it, wait 5 minutes. But I forgot to film this after that weird failure to feed. At the range, I realized this clip is actually messed up. Sorry about the wind here, I'll keep it brief. But this clip, I need to bend it back down. It's very loose, so that's what caused it to get thrown out there. I think loading the top round on the left really does solve the problems. The OCD influenced part of me still feels that my rifle isn't quite right, because I know plenty of other people that have M1 Garands and they can load the top round on the right, no issue, fires 100% of the time, doesn't jam, at least not that they're admitting to. We would never be dishonest about the functionality of our weapons, would we? There might actually be something wrong, something just not quite right here. Like I said, maybe something's gotten worn down ever so slightly that it misses being thrown into battery once in a while. I could take it to the CMP, I could take it back to the gunsmith and explain what's going on, and they could probably put it under the microscope, as it were, and figure out what's going on, maybe make it better. But the pragmatic side of me says, this is kind of like the person that goes to the doctor and says, "Doc, my eye really hurts when I do this." And the doc says, "Don't do it, stupid." If I can get the rifle to fire 100% reliably, 100% of the time, if I have every one of my clips with the top round on the left, why not just do that? At this point, I feel like we've solved the problem. And you know, older guns have character. All guns are different. Even the same rifle from the same company can be a little different with its own quirks. I think we can leave well enough alone. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the like button. Please consider hitting the subscribe button and hitting the bell icon for future content. It really helps us out a lot. As always, make it a great day and one for the road.